Okay, dear Black people, I'm coming back to you, dear Black people. There was a situation, I know most of you have probably seen the video, out of Lancaster, California. Well, where the elderly woman was basically attacked by a police officer. They were arresting, they claimed detaining, but when you put somebody in handcuffs, that's an arrest. Don't know if he was Mirandized. So, I mean, there's a huge lawsuit that this couple has. But here's my point. Here's what I want to speak to you about, Black people. Whenever we see things like this happen to our people, whether they're elderly, whether I think in the video you can hear the husband saying that his wife has cancer, whether they have cancer, like none of that matters. None of that should matter. When we see police brutality happening, we need to be pulling up. We need to be pulling up at the sheriff's department, police department, the grocery store. And I know I'm going to give a credit to Black Lives Matter out of LA. I saw that video too. Y'all pulled up. I saw that. But the numbers need to be overwhelming to where people, and I say racist, white supremacists, white Christian nationalists, federalists, moms for whatever, moms for liberty, all these groups, Oath Keepers, all these groups understand we are no longer putting up with this shit. Whenever one of these incidences happens, we need to be pulling up. We need to be demanding officers be not only fired, but also arrested. We also need to be demanding that the Senate moves the George Floyd Policing Act to the floor for discussion. Tim Scott stop blocking it to protect Republicans and police unions. We need to be pulling up and demanding that these things happen. And the second thing I want to say about this, when I watched the video of the Black Lives Matter people that showed up and were in the grocery store, I saw Black people shopping. What the fuck? How y'all gonna be in the grocery store? Now I know everybody doesn't have social media. I know everybody doesn't look at social media. I know everybody doesn't pay attention to what, don't watch the news every day. But when some shit is going down in your city, Lancaster ain't that big. For those of you that don't know, Lancaster's not that big. Palmdale's not that big. It's going down in your city at the grocery store that you frequent. I know there's a super Walmart around there somewhere. I know there's another store somewhere around there that you can go and patron. But we should not see Black people spending their money in a store that called the police department on an elderly couple saying that the man stole something. At the very least, until things are sorted out and we find out, oh, well, the manager thought, I just couldn't believe that I saw Black people actually shopping in this grocery store. When anything goes down in a facility that I frequent, I'm not going there no more. I'm not going there. And I know people have different types and different means of transportation. I know people are sometimes it's a food desert and they're limited. I understand that. That's what happened in Buffalo. They only had that one grocery store. That's how that ignorant, evil, vile person knew which grocery store to go to kill as many Black people as he could. I know that exists. But let me say this. When stuff like this goes down, Black people, we got to come together collectively. People of color. I'm going to include you in this too, Latinos. We got to come together and boycott these businesses, boycott these grocery stores, boycott these corporations. Because unless they are losing money, they don't give a fuck.